Today, China warned, shot and expel U.S. warships in South China Sea. China's Southern Theater Command spokesman Colonel Li Huamin Tuesday denounced that the guided missile destroyer USS Barry (DDG-52) entered the waters of the South China Sea. A U.S. warship entered the territorial waters off the Chisha Islands in the South China Sea, without Chinese permission. Li commented that Asian country deployed airplanes and ships to monitor the movements of the USS Barry and issued warning calls for the destroyer to leave territorial Chinese waters. The U.S. performance constitutes a flagrant violation of China's sovereignty and international law. China urges the U.S. to pay more attention to the control of the new coronavirus in its country and to stop military operations that do not lead to regional security, peace or stability, the Chinese officer said. Arguing to defend the right to navigate in international seas, the U.S. has stepped up the presence of its warships in the South China Sea over the last weeks. The Chinese government has rejected such action, for it represents a provocation. The South China Sea is a highly contested stretch of the Pacific Ocean, of which China claims almost 90%. Vietnam, Taiwan, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei are other countries claiming parts of that sea. Over the past decades, the United States has aligned itself with Beijing's rivals in the maritime dispute to justify its military presence in the region. Meanwhile, Chinese authorities said they sortied ships and aircraft to track, monitor, verify, identify and expel a U.S. warship from the Paracel Island chain in the South China Sea on Tuesday, People's Liberation Army or PLA officials said on Chinese social media. Navy officials confirmed to USNI News that guided missile destroyer USS Barry (DDG-52) conducted a freedom of navigation operation in the vicinity of the island chain off Vietnam. These provocative acts by the U.S. side have seriously violated China's sovereignty and security interests, deliberately increased regional security risks and could easily trigger an unexpected incident, reads a statement from PLA Southern Theater Command spokesman Li Huamin. Barry's FONOP was incompatible with the current atmosphere as the international community is fighting pandemic as well as the regional peace and stability. While the statement claimed that the PLA forced Barry out of the island chain, a Navy official told USNI News that the operation proceeded as planned without encountering any unsafe or unprofessional behavior from Chinese military aircraft or warships. The PLA did not detail the assets used. While the official didn't provide details of the FONOP, previous operations in the vicinity of the Paracels have tested Beijing's claim to a territorial strait baseline around the island chain in conflict with international maritime law. China views the water between their island holdings not as open international water but as territorial Chinese sea, a view that the U.S. disputes. The chain is also claimed by Vietnam and Taiwan. Both Washington and Beijing have accused the other side of using the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic as a distraction to exercise more military control in the South China Sea. The FONOP from the Japan-based Berry closely follows the destroyer transiting the Taiwan Strait twice this month, drawing similar reactions from Beijing. A day after Berry's April 22 transit, the Chinese Liaoning Carrier Strike Group also transited the Taiwan Strait. In addition to the presence operations, the destroyer has been active in the South China Sea operating with guided missile cruiser USS Bunker Hill (CG-52) and amphibious assault ship USS America (LHA-6) off the coast of Malaysia near an ongoing dispute over mineral exploration between Malaysia and China. Other source said, the People's Liberation Army Navy expelled and shot a U.S. warship that trespassed into Chinese territorial waters off the Chisha Islands in the South China Sea as the U.S. move could have easily caused an accident. The U.S. has registered more than 1 million cases of the novel coronavirus, and more than 50,000 Americans have died. Li's rhetoric mirrors that used against Beijing for months by adversaries such as Taiwan, which perpetually peppered their condemnations of Chinese military maneuvers with urgings to focus on the COVID-19 outbreak instead. The virus originated in Wuhan, causing a major outbreak earlier this year that has mostly subsided. Li told The Times the plan dispatched naval and aerial forces to follow the ship after it trespassed into Chinese territorial waters, warning it and shot it to leave until did.